The first spiritual lesson we learn from the wonderful parable of the sower comes from the sower himself. What kind of sower is this who generously throws the precious seed on the road among thorns and on rocky ground? Why such a waste of seed? How come this unusual sower doesn't get tired and stop sowing, even though the harvest is so small? And how can this great sower inspire us to fulfill with all our faith the work that God has entrusted to us? To find the answer to these questions, please watch this video. The context in which Matthew presents the parable of the sower is essential to discovering its depths. Matthew introduces the parable of the sower in chapter 13, immediately after chapter 12 of the Gospel of Matthew. Chapter 12 presents the unfruitfulness of Israel. At the end of the chapter we find a ray of light, the fruitfulness of the disciples. From this perspective, the sower is Jesus himself and the ground is Israel. The first three soils represent those in Israel who did not bear fruit. The last soil represents the disciples themselves. This is the immediate context of the parable. The parable explains the unfruitfulness of Israel. Life is in the seed, and the seed has everything it needs to bear fruit. The seed carries life. The soil is not simply asked to bear fruit. The fruit is produced by the seed. The seed transforms the soil into fruit. The whole mystery of transformation is in the seed, not in the soil. Soil is soil. It cannot bear fruit, nor is it asked to bear fruit without seed. But although the mystery of fruitfulness is hidden in the seed, the soil determines the fate of the fruit. 99% of the mystery of life is hidden in the seed, but the soil, by that 1%, seals the fate of the fruit. The soil can embrace, it can hold the seed, or it can drive it away, reject it. If the soil keeps the seed, then it bears fruit. But if the soil does not hold the seed, it does not bear fruit. The fact that the soil does not bear fruit does not mean that the seed is to blame, or that the seed has no transformative power. Not at all. It means that the soil has driven away the seed that could transform it into fruit. So it wasn't that the word spoken by Christ was spoken without power. The problem was with the soil of Israel, which did not receive and keep the word. The speaking of the parables confirms that the problem is with the soil. Israel is not concerned with understanding the parables, or understanding the word is an indispensable element for fruitfulness. By its lack of concern for understanding, Israel reveals itself to be bad soil that does not keep the word. Understanding these complex phenomena, Jesus does not doubt himself or the power of the word received from the Father. He falls neither into doubt nor into despair nor into despondency. He accepts a complex reality of the relationship between seed and soil. We are amazed by the incomprehensible generosity of the sower. The sower seems to be a great waster. He throws the seed everywhere. Most of the seed does not bear fruit, but is rejected by the rebellious soils. But the sower continues to throw the seed. He must reflect the infinite love of the Creator, his love for every creature, the boundless generosity of the one who wants everyone to be saved. He does not consider that he is wasting the seed. Nothing done for the salvation of men is considered to be a waste. No sacrifice made out of love is considered too much. Love hopes all things, endures all things, believes all things. Love will say it has done too little, but it will never say it has done too much. Absolute love may find that it has done all that could be done, but it will never regret having done it all. Far from this absolute love, we can only find that we have done too little, that we have suffered too little for the elect, that we have hoped too little, and that we have sown too little of the word. Only then will we walk in the footsteps of the great sower, in the footsteps of incarnate absolute love, in the footsteps of the only one who can say that he has done everything. Let us look to the sower, let us discover the fire of love in his heart, and let us follow in his footsteps. Let us preach the word in season and out of season, at every house church meeting, every Sunday, every time God opens a door for the word. Let us advise, let us urge, let us rebuke, let us comfort, let us encourage, let us cast the seed to the left and to the right, without looking at the nature of the soil. The parable of the weeds will teach us that we cannot make accurate predictions about the soil. Jesus could know the nature of the soil beforehand, but we do not know who the elect are. We do not know who will respond to the word on the day God will search their heart. Therefore, the madness of sowing without ceasing is motivated by God's love for each soul and by the hope that the one before us might be the good soil. May God help us. Amen. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment and share.